working referrals? Well, hopefully the answer to that question is yes. If you don't like working referrals, then I have a lot of jobs I could put you in charge of with cold calling, door knocking, and just straight up prospecting cold, right? But here's the challenge. We like working referrals. We have success using referrals, but for some reason, we're not very good at getting them. Unfortunately for us, there's not some referral fairy flying around over our workplaces and homes at night, dropping referrals into our inbox so we have something to call the next day. Unfortunately, that's not how working referrals works. So what we're going to share with you is just one simple idea about how can you generate a LinkedIn referral hot list by doing one simple thing on LinkedIn. So step one, if you are listening to this video and you don't have a LinkedIn profile, that's step one. You have to be on LinkedIn for this to work with you. Step two is that you have to be connected to people that you know and make sure that they know you. So in other words, you cannot be connected to strangers. If you don't know them, you shouldn't be connected to them. I think it's about like this, that I get through a filter. If they would not go in my cell phone, then I should not be connected to them on LinkedIn. And there's an important reason of why that's really helpful for you. And then step three, it's to know what's the quickest and most efficient way of finding referrals on LinkedIn. So here's the technique. It's what we call the hunt and peck. And all you're going to do is you're going to hunt through your contacts and literally peck out what are the best contacts that your contacts know. Now that may seem like a lot of confusing words, especially if you're not familiar with using LinkedIn, but it's actually pretty simple. So I'm going to set the stage and tell you a little story. So let's just hypothetically say today is Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, I have a meeting with a client. They're a new client. They've only been working with me for maybe 30 to 60 days, okay? Maybe they're in coaching, maybe they're a consulting client of mine. Nonetheless, I'm going to just have a meeting with them tomorrow to see how things are going. Knowing that I have a meeting with them tomorrow, and we'll call the customer Jane Doe, okay? So Jane Doe and I are connected on LinkedIn, right? That goes back to step two. You have to be connected to people that you work with, right? You have to be connected to people that you do business with. So in advance of my meeting tomorrow, today, one of my prospecting activities is this. I need to go to Jane Doe's profile on LinkedIn. Then I need to scroll down and I need to go to her contacts. Who are her connections? Now, once you are in her connections, what you'll find is that there's a little search bar right next to her connections, and there's a little magnifying glass on the right-hand side. If you click on that magnifying glass, it allows you to type in some specific search criteria. So for me, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. That's also where Jane Doe lives. I want more prospects, i.e. referrals, in this area. Right? I also know that when I'm prospecting for coaching clients or consulting clients or keynote clients, I talk to a very specific individual. So for me, I really need to talk to sales managers, branch managers, owners, VP of sales, CEO, president, or meeting planners. Okay? So I have a lot of different titles that I can search. So I'm going to do a very simple thing. I'm going to put in, for the sake of this example, VP of sales, comma, Nashville, Tennessee. That's what I'm going to type in the search bar in Jane Doe's contacts. And then about 5 seconds later, anyone who matches that criteria, i.e. our second connections, are going to populate. That's what I'm looking for. I am looking for second connections. Who is Jane connected to that I want to meet based on a title, industry, company, or geographical area? And it literally takes me about 30 seconds to do this entire process. So let's just say 8 people showed up. I'd be happy with 3, I'd be happy with 50, but 8 is a good general number. So let's just say 8 pulled up. Here's what I'm going to do next. 1, I'm going to qualify to make sure they're a decent referral for me. How do I do that? I just simply look at their profile. And once I've determined if they're a good fit, I'm just going to take a screenshot of that individual that Jane is connected to that I want to meet, and I'm going to email it to myself. Then tomorrow, when I meet with Jane, my client, in our meeting already scheduled, at the end of the meeting, here is my referral generating process. You know what, Jane? I'm just out of curiosity before we leave our meeting today. I was actually doing a little bit of LinkedIn search on you yesterday, and actually, I ran across a few people that you are connected to that I would really love to meet here in Nashville. In fact, how do you know Bob Smith? How do you know Rory Vaden? How do you know Dave Brown? Now, here's the big key there. The difference goes from, do you know anyone who would benefit from my products or services, to, I know you know these people, would you connect me? We're not asking, do you know? We are saying, we already know you know. Do you mind connecting me? You're removing think time. You're eliminating the excuse for, let me think about it, let me get back to you, let me do some research, I'll call you later. You need to do the research in advance to make it easy for your clients and prospects to give you referrals. Because the truth is, who knows who you want to be connected to better than you? And that answer better be no one. No one knows better than you. So searching your contacts, it's called the hunt and peck, and then taking that information and using it as the start of getting referrals from your clients is the easiest and simplest way for you to build a referral-based business.